This is Patricia Cornwell, and you're watching DelmarvaLife.
Ooh. It's going to be fascinating to pick the brain of someone who thinks the way she does.
Yeah, and see her connections to Delmarva. Well, you know, citizen intervention has been in the news, and it's not always in a good light.
That's why it's important to understand that the only thing that we're encouraging you to do is to call if you've seen one of our fugitives from Most Wanted Monday. Don't approach them. Just call. We're back with Lieutenant Tim Robinson with the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for sticking around with us. Now, you've had a good week.
And actually, it's a good weekend.
Yeah?
Good weekend. We have 3 people brought in since Friday.
Okay.
Wow.
Who'd you get?
The first one that we got is Marktavius Anderson. His warrant was served. He was profiled back in the beginning of February, and he was wanted in connection with drug cases.
Okay, next on the list?
Next one was Terry McCoy. He was picked up. We profiled him also back in the beginning of February, and he was wanted in connection with felony theft and credit card fraud.
And I think you just heard about Donnie Waters while you were here in the studio?
Yes, well, I was told about Donnie Waters just as I was walking out the door to come over here. He was picked up, and his warrant was also served. He was wanted in connection with a third-degree burglary. So 3 individuals have now had their warrant served.
All right, good job, Delmarva. Okay, so who do you have with you today?
I brought 6 more individuals that I'm hoping that your viewers might know where they are, who they are, where they work, where they hang out, and willing to give crime solvers a call.
All right, so let's start with Deiress Richard Bishop.
Mr. Bishop, he is wanted in connection with a second-degree assault. We still believe him to be here in the Salisbury area. So if you know where Deiress Bishop is, please contact Crime Solvers right away.
All right, next on the list is Ollie Mae Blackwell.
We have profiled Miss Blackwell before.
Okay.
We've got some tips on her, but we have not got her brought in yet. So anybody else who has any information of where Ms. Blackwell currently is, she's wanted in connection with a CDS case, CDS distribution.
Right.
If you know where Ms. Blackwell is, we believe her to be somewhere up in the Greenwood, Delaware area for your viewers up there.
Okay.
Please give us a call.
How about Ralph Alexander Findley?
Ralph Findley, he was pulled over on the suspicion of DUI, taken into custody. He gave a fake name. He would try to lie his way out of it, try to say I'm somebody else. It was uncovered. So not only was he charged with the DUI, he was also charged with lying to the deputy about who he was. And he doesn't show up. The side does not show up.
All right, we're on to Russell Guy Perry.
Russell Perry is wanted in connection with a 4th-degree burglary. We believe him to be up around the Delmar area. So any of your viewers up there, if you know where Perry is, please contact Crime Solvers.
All righty, Sabrina and Shamblin.
Miss Shamblin is wanted in connection with a theft case. We still believe her to be right here in Salisbury. So if you know where Miss Shamblin is or know her, please contact Crime Solvers right away.
And then we have Eric Stephen Wilson II.
Yes, Eric Wilson, we have profiled him before. We know him to have connection up in Caroline County for any of your viewers over there. He is wanted after he violated a protection order and harassing a victim. So it's an open arrest warrant. So if you know where Mr. Wilson is, we've been trying to find him for several months.
Okay.
We've profiled him before. Please call us right away if you know where he is.
Now, we know sometimes these pictures go kind of quickly, but you also put the pictures up on Facebook
Yes,
and on your...
these things will also be on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page,
Right.
and they'll also be on the Crime Solvers Facebook page. And the one neat thing is, Crime Solvers will also, a lot of times when your tips lead to an arrest, we'll put them up there so you can see what your tips are doing.
And we put them on our site as well.
Right.
So let us know what number they call if they do have any information.
410-548-1776. And the best part about that is if you realize at 3 o'clock in the morning that you know where somebody is, somebody's going to answer that phone call. And if you call that phone number, and if information leads to an arrest, there will be a cash reward coming your way.
And it's all anonymous.
It's all anonymous. They never ask your name.
Lieutenant Tim Robinson.
Thank you, Lieutenant. And if you would like more information on Crime Solvers, go to WVOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page. There are plenty of people on the wrong side of the justice system here in the United States. As of right now, there are 7.3 million people in prison, jail, on probation, or on parole. And 1 million of them are women. Now, some of them are speaking up, answering the one question that could prevent kids from following in their footsteps to prison. Burglary, a drive-by, murder for hire. These women locked up when they were just kids.
I've been here for about 12 years. When I was like 16, I started hanging out with people in gangs and people selling drugs.
I'm in for first-degree murder. I was 14 at the time.
Older and wiser now, concrete walls and barbed wire are the consequence of their actions.
I cry every single time, and I don't even think after so long I wouldn't cry.
But what if? What if someone could have said or done something that would have changed the path that led them here? What would it have been?
I couldn't remember growing up and having someone that would hold me accountable, that could kind of push me in the right direction, that could say, hey, this is how I did it, or this is a better way, or this is an easier way.
I wish somebody would be more disciplined with me.
If I would have known that all of the pain that I had been in wasn't permanent, that I'd be okay after a while, that I'd make it through, then that would have changed my path.
What if? That is the question Detective Kim Bogucki asked the inmates at the Washington Corrections Center for Women.
The number one answer has been no positive adult role model.
Now it's her mission to give the inmates a voice, to take their answers to at-risk teenagers throughout the United States, to give them a first-hand look at what their life will be if they drop out of school, if they do drugs, if they gangbang, and if they lead a life that will lead them here. In fact, she calls it the IF Project.
We also put a human face back on people that have been locked up, because quite often I hear, wow, that could have been me.
Andrea Hundredmark has seen how the IF Project can work.
The IF Project is aligning the message with the correct messenger. And to be able to actually have somebody who lived that life say the exact same thing, it actually gets through.
But after my team speaks, and the team is comprised of former inmates, they just start talking about everything. The kids will actually step forward and ask for help.
Honey Jo Herman is part of the IF team. She spent 6 years behind bars for robbery. Now she's dedicating her life on the outside, keeping her own kids and others from going in.
You never know what you're planting in someone's life. You never know where this experience may remind them to not do something down the road. You never know.
Her experience with Detective Bogucki landed her a job as project manager for IF.
It's given me an identity that that I didn't really have before, and it's sort of given me really my career, and that's what's given me the ability to do all of these things for myself.
And while trying to change the kids' lives, the IF Project ended up changing the inmates' lives as well.
So it gave meaning to these inmates' lives in some capacity, maybe took the negative and hopefully turned it into a positive, that they could actually make change through their story.
I think it's really cool that she cares about us.
I'm part of this program because I came here broken. I came here fearful that I wasn't enough to be in charge of my own life. And I found out here that I am. Most people don't think that happens in prison.
She tossed me the rope that I ended up grabbing onto.
Cops and convicts working side by side, changing lives on the inside and out. The IF Project is now expanding, helping inmates prepare for life on the outside. This is important as 70% of all women who are released from prison are back inside within 1 year. If you think it doesn't really matter to you, think again. If they can keep 20 women out of prison for 1 year, it saves taxpayers $1 million.
It affects everybody.
It does.
It affects everybody. Well, let's focus on how you can make a difference, particularly when things don't go your way. We've all had to complain to a company at one time or another. You want to make sure your complaint is heard and addressed. So a little bit later on, how you can make sure that happens.
But next, she's considered one of the best crime writers alive, and she has quite a connection to Delmarva. Author Patricia Cornwell joins us to talk more about it. DelmarvaLife will be right back.